I thought you said yellow. I was like, nope, it's not.
Are we live? We got live? They can hear us? Oh goodness.
I hope they can. Looks like they
Check
can.
out the Facebooks. Are you getting Facebook or do you know?
Oh,
Look here.
I haven't even got T-Frets. Let me make sure. Oh, I got to turn those on.
Okay.
I don't know if I get Facebook or not, though. I did the extra steps to try to get it on. High School Huddle on.
Presented by Generations Church.
High School Huddle. Find post. Oh, there they are. I don't see. I'm not sure about
6 days ago.
Facebook yet.
October 4th. Did you notice the big jugs of water for your ice cubes?
Yeah, I think the last ones I got were probably
They're not. I looked at those. It just has more content in it.
more content.
Yeah. They look bigger. It's a marketing ploy.
It looked clear. It looks clear water.
It's a marketing ploy is what it is. Nothing.
High School Huddle.
Oh, there it is. 1 minute ago.
Look at that. Oh, I just missed it. It was like when we did the High School Huddle when we were at across from the Beacon.
Good times.
Ronnie says, Tess, you already beat me to it. I wish I would have known that.
Tess. Oh, boy.
From the chair, hello, fellas. Greg Gibson says. Doesn't look like Facebook's comments are going to be working, so we'll have to watch them on.
Okay. Ronnie, you got Facebook.
Just remind me. I'll look it up.
We'll start show 6 o'clock, 6 minutes away from start. It'd probably be good if we had a countdown time. I'm going to turn the lower third off so it doesn't look like we're actually doing the show.
Gotta get the energy up a little bit.
I'm ready to go.
No, the energy's a little low.
I think we got, especially open mic, there's 80,000 topics to get to.
So are we going to talk about the
Games are a lot better this week. I know that much.
Coming right off. You see that?
What?
I'm talking to Ronnie.
Oh. What are some high school stuff that we won't be able to talk about?
Off the field? You talking about anything off the field on the huddle?
What are you talking about?
The stuff that came out yesterday in the press. 2 different programs in the state.
It came out in the courts.
Well, the press reported it, is what I'm saying. Did they not?
He's going to fight you.
I mean, he's just being a jerk. He's been this way all day. Whenever he has an audience, he wants to take every opportunity he can to try to make me look like a dipshit.
That's the difference between me and Chris.
It's
I
coming.
know,
I even know it's coming.
I know when it's too far, and I just let it go. After that, he keeps going. He keeps going.
I know when it's coming.
You think he's a little brother?
It's so funny.
I guess he is your little brother. I guess you can look at it that way.
Well, I wish I'd have had him when he was a little brother. I'd have beat his ass a little more, toughened him up a little bit. That's when it's out of your system.
Maybe I'd knock some of that.
Really? Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. No,
I had it right
no
there.
reason
too.
to be thoughtful now.
No.
Just say what you want to say. You've been doing it
No,
all
I had
day.
it. I knocked the.
Come on. You know what it is.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Let me reevaluate. Knock the.
Goatee off of him.
No, something off of him.
The piss.
I knocked. No.
I
knocked.
the smirk.
I don't think I'd be able to do that.
No, I've been hit really hard. It did knock the smart.
But if I was younger, maybe I had a chance. Where was I going to try to think?
If you were younger, you would have had a chance?
Yeah, maybe you.
You wore a bowl haircut. You didn't have a chance. You didn't have a chance.
He didn't have bull haircut.
I saw a picture in high school. He had that little cute
He
little
likes to
flippy
make
hair.
things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cute
It
little
was
flippy hair.
It was
thing.
layered too.
Looked like
It's
a little
that
layered
thick.
cut.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. Wore high tops everywhere he went.
He likes to dish it, but he doesn't like to take it.
I take it all the time.
I'm trying to catch up.
Literally.
He said it.
Literally.
He said it.
I literally take crap from both of you all the time.
Chris wore the high baseball cleats too.
Oh, I know.
It was a style.
Those things
Black
are
Nikes.
ugly.
They were so lightweight too.
I used
Were
to
they
wear
light?
them. Yeah, they were. I used to wear them all the time.
I don't remember
Make it
any
piss
cleats
them off.
back when I played being light. They were the opposite of light. I feel like each cleat weighed like 4 pounds.
That was 39 years
Not
ago.
these. Seth got them first.
Oh, boy. Oh, Seth Rowe. Trendsetter.
T. Fred. Dallas in his house. McGinnis is in the volleyball state tournament.
Well, that's good.
I'll have some volleyball news.
Something up there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, McGinnis struggled throwing the ball last week.
Last 2 weeks.
Last 2 weeks.
That's 8 weeks.
Boy, really?
I mean, what?
That Cochran kid cannot have been 100% going into that Carl Albert game. He got hit every play against Guthrie.
I think he actually had a better game against Carl Albert
Did
than
he?
did Guthrie.
Good.
Wouldn't you say?
Well, there was, yeah, probably.
I mean, if you can say that about a game that you got beat
Yeah.
down, what it
35
They didn't
nothing.
play with-
35 nothing in the second quarter.
And they played without the running back against Carl Albert. Although they ran the ball very well against Carl Albert defense.
Yeah, Damon just got hit every play, man. He got smoked even on the last play of the game
Yeah, I did. Nico
against Guthrie. Yeah.
Yeah.
T. Fred says McGinnis girls are the number 1 seed in the state tournament, are favorites to win.
Oh,
Well, that's good. Get a good weight program, good recruiting program, good things happen.
They all not very good. They couldn't keep them out of the portal.
Talking about volleyball.
Oh, volleyball.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about McGinnis football.
Well, they had a down year in the portal.
Well, they lost. Yeah, couldn't keep them. Couldn't retain them.
2 best players gone.
And then graduation.
yep.
Yeah. The grass is always greener, it seems like, right?
It's not always true.
So the portal winners this year,
Dell City.
Carl Albert.
Carl Albert.
Yeah, and Dell City. Those are the 2 portal winners.
Yeah, Delsey would have been awful without those transfers. But yeah,
Not awful, but they wouldn't be
They'd be,
Yeah.
I bet they'd
fighting to be in the
they
top
wouldn't have
5.
been as good as they were last year without these
Yeah,
without these
no doubt.
transfers.
They'd probably have, 3 losses?
Oh
2
yeah.
or 3 losses?
Well, they
in a
got
row?
a portal quarterback, portal running back, and a portal wide receiver.
Yeah. All Division I kids.
And they had a good defense here before that. I don't know if both those kids already graduated to
I know one
OSU,
of them. One of them. I know.
OSU and TCU, I believe.
Remember that lineman? Was that D lineman was really
Yeah.
good, and then the cornerback was really good for them last year.
And that kid had like,
Kansas State.
Yeah, K State.
Yeah, that's right. K-State. Yeah.
State.
I remember the coach telling us that this is like he only started playing like he was a freshman or sophomore.
Yeah.
He's pretty athletic. Yeah.
All right,
Push the button.
we'll get it started. Oh, see if the music works. Good evening and welcome to the High School Huddle. It is week 8 of the high school football season. 3 regular season games left for most of the school. There are some 2 games left for some teams. It is Wednesday, October 18, 2023, along with Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. Appreciate you checking us out here on Second Banana Media, on our YouTube channel, also on High School Huddle Facebook page. Be sure to subscribe and like. That way you can catch us up for the rest of the football season, as we have, I don't know, maybe 7 shows left if you think about it. No, we got more than that.
Well, you got 4 in the playoffs.
Three for this
3
week.
and 4.
4, 7.
Yeah, you got 7.
We got 7 shows left. We'll take you all the way through the end of the high school football season.
Day off.
And then we'll get ready for wrestling and basketball and all that great stuff. We have a jam-packed show. Last week's games were not that great. Hopefully there's not another week of high school football. I was wanting to put that on Twitter, like
tough.
how bad
Yeah,
the
it
games
was
were,
tough
but I
last
wouldn't be
week.
that guy, negative guy. But they weren't very good. It was the perfect week for us to go 10-0. That did not happen. See how we did here in a little bit. In a little bit, we'll also have our games of the week, and there are a lot of good games. A lot of great games this week to
Very
choose
much
from.
so, yeah.
Very good deal. We'll have the High School Huddle Top 5. We will have, again, the top 10 games of the week, including one that we'll be watching very closely as the game of the week here in Guthrie as we broadcast from our downtown studios here in Guthrie. And also we'll have some off-the-field news. There were charges filed against a few coaches and board members and a bunch of other stuff that we'll talk about that here in a second. But I do want to start before we kind of kill the moment with charges and all that stuff. I do want to say congratulations to some of the softball and volleyball teams. In volleyball in Class 3A, congratulations to Christian Heritage. They swept Southwest Covenant 3-0, 3-0 at Yukon High School on Saturday. And then the 4A State Championship, Community Christian took down Bethany 3-1. The 5A and 6A state tournament begins Friday. It will end on Saturday. T-Fred has already let us know that the Bishop McGinnis Fighting Irish are the number 1 seed in that one. So that will, again, the championships will be on Saturday at Tulsa Union inside the UMAC. They'll use the first 2 gyms on Friday before moving into the UMAC on Saturday. And so that is volleyball. And then softball. A couple weeks ago, Tupelo won the Class B championship 3-2. Class A state champions are Caddo, the Bruins, won 1-0. Dale, the Class 2A school, won 2-0, and Dale beat everybody. 6A, 5A, 4A, 3A, they beat everybody this year. Congratulations to the Lady Pirates. Class 3A, Perry won 3-2, and I guess it was one of the most packed games of the entire weekend a couple weekends ago as they played this game at Oklahoma State University. And then this past weekend at the University of Oklahoma, congratulations to Newcastle, 4-0 victory over Purcell. Piedmont wins their 3rd straight state championship with a walk-off win over Guthrie, 3-2. And then Southmore with a walk-off victory over Ed Memorial, 2-1. So you look at all those softball games, 7 softball games. The biggest point differential was 4 runs.
4A.
Yeah, 4A. 4 runs. 1 run 5A, 1 run 6A, 1 run in 3A, 2 runs in 2A, 1 run in A, and 1 run in Class B.
2 of them were walk-offs?
2 for sure.
2 for sure.
2 for sure. So it was just a great season for high school softball.
Really
It really was. So anyway, T-Fred says volleyball state is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't have my notes in front of me, but I'm sure T-Fred is right about that. Yep. I think I was told wrong then. I'll check the production notes. Okay, before we get into all the games, there was some news off the field yesterday. Charges were filed against 2 head football coaches in the state of Oklahoma, one in Ringling, Oklahoma, Jefferson County, I think maybe. Phil Coons charged with a misdemeanor. Of course, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And then Jeff Myers over at Kingfisher, the head football coach, was charged with a felony. Assistant coach also charged. A couple school board members also in Kingfisher charged. And it's just, it's a story that we've been following for quite a while now.
Yeah.
With probably a little bit more serious issues in Kingfisher.
Yeah.
And probably a longer term, they're all serious. So, but charges down. Do know that Coach Jeff Myers is on leave, not only for his coaching duties, but also teaching duties at Kingfisher High School. I think the assistant football coach was already gone, if I remember reading that correctly.
I think that's right.
A couple of school board members also charged for basically not reporting some of the abuse thing that has allegedly been taking place over in Kingfisher. And then Coach Coons, I last looked, I need to look at here again, but I looked around 2 o'clock today. Not only is he the head football coach at Ringling High School, but he's also the principal there. And I last looked, and he was still on the website. He went to the website, and there was a team picture with him there, and his principal picture was still there. So, it'll be decisions for the Ringling School Board to decide. Kingfisher's already taken action, which is the right thing to do. Yeah, I think the same thing probably needs to happen in Ringling. From my understanding, both the towns are both split. There's one side to everyone, but I think with that charge there, Kingfisher did the right thing. Although some would argue that should have happened a long time ago.
Long time.
But last I saw, Coach Coons was still on the district's website as a principal. It hasn't been taken down. So I'm sure they'll have meetings and discussions on handle that, let the court process play itself out. But, I'm sure everyone watching this program is fully aware of the allegations and have seen the pictures and have seen all the news articles, all that good stuff. So that's the foundation. If you guys want to throw anything at it.
Ronnie,
Go ahead, Phil.
Well, Chris.
I'm going to look up Ringling real quick.
Chris knows, we've all been talking about this, especially the one in Kingfisher for quite some time. I guess, 2 years or better, probably at this point. And, it doesn't sound like it was one incident. I think that's what makes this pretty bad, is that this is based on the investigation and what's being reported. That
and just to confirm, Phil, it is still on the district's website.
Oh, for Ringling?
Yeah, for Ringling. So just want to, and this is, of course, Wednesday night.
Yeah. But
October 18th.
This looks like this has been going on for almost 20 years in Kingfisher. And the district themselves have acknowledged that over the last 2 years, they've acknowledged publicly that there were acts that were not only inappropriate but illegal that were performed. So it doesn't surprise me that there was charges. It did surprise me it took this long. Now saying all that, they've been charged. They haven't been tried yet. They haven't had their day in court. They haven't presented their side of the case yet. All that good stuff. And like Chris said, you got to be careful when you're talking about people's lives here. Just got to be careful.
We've seen athletes, college athletes, that
100%.
wrestle at universities. Charges have been dropped. So that always happens. But Myers is accused in the charge of condoning, permitting, or deliberately ignoring boxing and wrestling matches in the football locker room. It was felony charge against Myers, Micah Null, a former assistant coach, school board member Dana Golbeck, and Justin Mecklenburg, the father of the former player who filed the lawsuit, was also charged.
Yeah, that was.
So you file it against them, and then it comes back and you get arrested. So it's just a lot of moving parts with that case.
Well, and I think, listen, anytime there's a bunch of lying and covering up going on.
And Myers has denied any wrongdoing, by the way.
Yeah, he has. But there's been a lot of sides taken, a lot of people telling half-truths, probably on both sides to some degree. Yeah. It's hard to sort that out, but that's why you go to court and let the court of law sort it out.
Well, and I think I saw one of the charges, perjury, I think maybe.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was on the assistant coach, I think.
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And our friend Tony Wilson confirmed that he's been gone for a while, the assistant coach.
Okay. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony. But I just say, and then at Ringling, I think what makes this so bad for Coach Coons is that he's had problems literally almost everywhere he's ever been and it's usually in this arena, right? Yeah. Abusive language, abusive behavior, just doing stuff that
drills.
Yeah. And I'm not saying this try to be funny, but doing stuff that, to be quite frank, because I have a feeling him and I are pretty close in age. Probably when we were coming up, was considered a tough.
Coach Myers for Kingfisher is 56.
Right, would be considered just a tough coach.
Yeah,
and I'm not excusing it. Especially the main thing he's been accused is making kids do up downs in the nude, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever to me. Where an adult would make kids do up downs in the nude.
There's only one reason. It's
disgusting. It's disgusting and it's humiliating and it's everything. And listen, anybody that thinks these coaches don't have power over these kids, they're being disingenuous. These kids grow up playing Little League ball in their towns. They want to grow up and play for the high school team. They get up there and things start happening. They're not going to be quick to go say anything.
Yeah.
And to be quite frank, they should be, especially based on whether there's real physical abuse and what, in my opinion, what happened in Ringling, that's sexual abuse.
Yeah.
You don't freaking do that to teenage kids.
Tony Wilson says the court of public opinion is far more harsh than the court of law.
100%.
It definitely can be, that's for sure. I do want to share the comments. I don't know what happened to it. Just happened there. I was wanting to share the comment. There it is. The attorney for Jeff Myers said this man's name has been dragged through the mud, and he's been unfairly tried and prosecuted in the public, in the news, and on social media for the past 5 years. This is Jeff Myers' attorney, Joe White. He said in a statement released to the media, We are glad to finally have an opportunity to defend ourselves in the proper venue, a court of law. So just to make sure both sides are covered on there. I don't think I've seen any statement from Ringling or Coach Coons, nothing that I have seen.
Well, there's obviously enough there for the felony charge to come down. I mean, there's obviously something there. But again, being a high school coach as I am, and it's just you just can't do it the way back when Phil was back in high school. I mean, it's a different time of year, different generations we're in. I mean, you have these two incidents, and let's not forget the head baseball coach over Deer Creek just got fired for the abuse of kids running their hands through the turf and getting burns, 2nd-degree burns on them. I mean, you got to be smarter than that these days. Can't do that kind of stuff.
Tony Wilson says, for a lot of kids, these coaches are more of a parent than the absent parents are. They certainly spend more time with the kids than they do during the season. They look up to their coaches a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's all true. But I think I don't expect the kids to. I mean, are we going to start asking 15-year-olds that they have to police up adults that are doing stuff wrong? I mean, adults, especially in smaller communities, they know what's going on.
Yeah.
They got eyes, they got ears, but there's adults that are scared to say stuff.
Well, they just are. That just kind of tells you the power of high school football in the state of Oklahoma when it comes to head coaches.
And it's completely stupid.
And it's 100% stupid, but it's
this is a freaking game. This isn't life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not. I mean, and I'm talking about abuse, right? And that's what we're all talking about. I'm not talking. I want people to coach up kids tough. I want them to coach them hard.
Yeah.
I want all that stuff. But the stuff that's been accused, like we said, it's been accused and it's been pretty well documented. If 10% of that stuff is true, they shouldn't be coaching.
Yeah.
I mean, they just shouldn't be coaching.
It's interesting, and Kingfisher finally took that. And I'm not in there day to day, so I, also being a news guy, it'd be more interesting to know that why Kingfisher has let this go on as long, going through the entire season and just dragging through it. But Coach Meyer says he's 100% innocent, and that's what the court is there to decide. But do you want that around the program the entire time? And I'm not close enough to talk about, but I would think most schools, I think, take pretty quick action like Deer Creek did.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been in Kingfisher, other coaches have left that were found with cause doing things they shouldn't have done. So at best, that means Myers has no control over his program. At best,
and it's
right.
And it's been 2 or 3. I think there are 2 or 3 superintendents into this as well.
Yeah,
And so there, we can talk about superintendents, but is it ultimately the school board that has the ultimate responsibility of? I know they don't have no personnel, but man, you got to go into his executive session and goes, guys, I know there's innocent until proven guilty, but this is what we have to.
We need administrative lead and figure out what's going on.
We need to lead and put all this here. So, T. Fry says Kingfisher is in the 2nd and 5th year so far on this. Dallas says it blows my mind what you can get away with as long as you are bringing gold balls in home almost yearly.
I agree.
It's probably true.
I agree.
Tony says, but wait 2 years to present the abuse after it happened. Yeah, it's that's why.
Wait, what did he say?
Why wait 2 years to present the abuse after it happened? So why is it just now coming out 2 years later? Why didn't it happen?
You're talking about with Kingfisher?
Kingfisher, yeah.
Well, that came out over 2 years ago.
Right, but didn't it happen before? Didn't they take a while to report it?
They're saying now, and I think this is part of the answer, Tony, is once this came out.
Yeah, Tony says the alleged abuse took place
to
in 2018 and wasn't presented until 2020 in this particular case.
Yeah, and it's probably a case of where the kid didn't want to say anything because he wanted to be on the team.
It's just like if one lady comes forward and say she was sexually abused, the next thing you know, you got more and more and more coming.
Because that's what's happening.
Because people are being quiet about it because they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want people to know that this happened to them.
Well, they're going to be labeled soft. They're going to be labeled all these different things that's just stupid. But they're because of this, they're going all the way back to 2005 potentially. And I think the other thing you got to consider is, these are kids we're talking about, and they could be embarrassed by what supposedly happened to them, right? Or what did happen to them.
Humiliating.
They could be, they're there he is, Pastor Greg. 100% could be fear and embarrassment for the victim. I mean,
we've seen a few years back with the Bixby incident, with the football team, offensive line. So, yeah, tough deal. So we will continue to follow that, and we'll let Tony maybe have the last word here. But that's why the kid's dad was charged with a misdemeanor, because he didn't present child abuse to law enforcement. Yeah, that correct. And I think the same thing with 2 school board members, one with her second term, but the dad who filed this lawsuit is now the one being charged for not reporting it. So I guess what's coming out is maybe there was abuse. He didn't report it, and then his son maybe gets abused.
Either that or his son, he knew what was going on with his son, and his son begged him not to say anything.
Could be, yeah.
Because if I recall right, he went and tried to have meetings with the coaches, and they all said nothing's going on, nothing's going on, nothing's going on, nothing's going on. I mean, and listen, people get lied on all the time. I mean, it happens. I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but that's why we got to let the thing play out in court. The next step was, were there going to be charges filed? We now know there have been.
Yeah.
So now they'll get a court, get it going in the court of law and see what happens.
And it's always about this kid, but it also, very lower level. Another thing to keep thinking about is, I have a radio friend that's really good friends with Coach Coons, and that's a weird situation there. I have a buddy over in Kingfisher who does all the football production, does all the broadcasting. He's a news guy, and now he's having to write. He has a great relationship with the football coach, and so I'm just a big picture of that deal. Then you have one side of town with coach, one side of town against coach, and you have maybe not school board members, bad example, but.
I bet you do.
I'm sure there are school board members, and it's just a way to just split. That's why I thought maybe it's quicker action by the Kingfisher.
Oh, I think if they would have came out and said, we're going to put you on administrative leave.
It is what it is.
We're going to investigate this.
This is for the best for Kingfisher Public Schools.
Yeah. Well, I just hope the victims, if these are all proven true, that they're getting help they need and that they're okay. And if it's not true, then we got to report that as heavily as we do the accusations, right?
And they should definitely charge as well.
Anything on Facebook? Anything on Facebook?
No, I just looked.
Okay, making sure. I want to make sure we give them deal, because we got to get to the games on the field. But I want to make sure we don't ignore anybody on Facebook. So
let me double check.
I think I have it pulled up here. Oh, daggone, I do have it.
Do you have it?
Oh, Larry James giving Booty, a.k.a. Lugnut, a shout-out on the Facebook page. So
just that one.
All right, very cool. All right, we're going to take a time out here on the High School Huddle. When we come back, take a look at some of the games last week. There weren't very many great games, but we'll talk about that. So that gives us more time to talk about the great games this coming week, in the top 10 games, some stats. And we definitely got to talk about Guthrie. Carl Albert Guthrie gets their shot at the best team in Class 5A. And Carl, please, no more. Let's play Bixby. I'm tired of seeing that on social media.
Oh, they're saying that again?
I've seen it in spots. So
that's silly.
We'll talk about we'll break it all down. We got all the time. Plus, we got Chandler Lions top 5 game, or one of the top 10 games of the week as
Chandler's got a team?
Chandler's got a team.
Huh.
They're good. They're good.
Are they?
That's what I.
Is that what the fighting Tony Wilson tells us?
That's what Tony tells me. He told me to pick Chandler.
You picked him last week.
He told me to pick Chandler.
I picked them. They're a good team.
I got Jones ahead of him in the rankings. He said Chandler's going to win.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, we'll take a time out. This is the High School Huddle. At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin, that's where the golden tenders come from.
Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
Mm-hmm. We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden.
Golden Chick.
He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Welcome back. High School Huddle, segment 2. Ronnie, Phil, Chris. We are presented by Generations Church. And a quick word about them. The High School Huddle is presented by Generations Church. Love God, love people, serve both well. Contact Generations Church by calling 405-282-6848 or visit them online at generationsguthrie.com. Got a lot to talk about here. So all the way from 6A to A, we have a big guy getting a scoop and score for our Crescent Tigers. Talk about him here in a second.
Big guys.
What was I going to lead off with? Daggone it.
Should have told us.
Yeah, I should have told you. What was it going to? I forgot what it was going to be. I was going to come on strong with something that happened last week, but yes, I'm going to start with this conversation. Bear with me for a little bit. Altus Bulldogs.
Oh boy,
I'm digging deep, but Altus 0-6 going into the last game with Duncan 0-6. Altus wins that game, and I actually watched a little bit of the Altus Duncan game. Altus spread offense.
Yeah.
It's a close game at halftime, then. They just blew them out in the second half.
Altus was forever flexbone with Coach Reed.
Yep.
He went on to UConn. Flexbone didn't work 6A there. No. Went on into Kansas. Comes back to Altus for a second stint. Flexbone gone. Spread offense.
I'm glad he's finally grown up. Yeah. he finally want to play the big boys.
I was happy to see the spread offense.
The flex should be outlawed in any football over 2A.
Yeah, so it doesn't work.
I had to get my Altus thing in there, and staying with 5A1 football. Elgin's Matthew Lund, senior running back, 4,301 rushing yards.
Yeah, he's walked around the halls of Elgin with his crown.
4,301 career rushing yards.
Career run, yeah. Wow.
That's a school record.
That's awesome.
He's walking the halls.
Does he walk by the cemetery, do you think?
Against Noble, 15 carries, 177 yards.
That's good.
It's a good day.
It's a good day.
So Elgin has smooth and I saw some people talking about Elgin's under the radar. We've been talking about Elgin all season long.
Yeah.
But with that being said, their schedule now picks up. With that said, I think they'll be okay, but their schedule does pick up rest of the year. So
yeah, that's
starting with Noble last week.
Yeah, it's
playoff teams.
Yeah, Noble's not very. Noble don't play very much defense over there, but
zero defense on
Yeah, I wish Elgin would have had a little bit of tougher schedule because I think that'll help them when they do get to the playoffs. I think this is going to be a pretty easy 10-0 for them to start off. But to have that adversity, like you're going to see the other teams have that are in the playoffs, I think that will help the other teams. But yeah, it's going to be tough, I think, for Elgin when it comes to playoff time.
Well, and I just looked. I mean, through the first 5 games, Elgin, the teams they've played, they've had a combined 13 wins.
Yeah.
You know,
but at least they're beating those teams like they should. They're beating them 70-0 like they should. So there's no doubt their offense could play. I'm just saying,
almost 57 points a game.
Yeah, when your kids get into that moment, it's nice to lean back on that experience that you had in week 6 or week 7 when you're down and you need that final drive to go there. That will help you when you do get into playoffs.
If you're down 7 points with 8 minutes to play,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh, remember how we did this last time?
Yeah, same guys, just relax, don't freak out. You know, that kind of situation. But we'll see. It's a really good, very well coached team and a very good offense.
Yeah, only giving up not even 7 points a game as well.
Yep.
The Elgin defense. So
they're good.
Those numbers will kind of come back down a little bit, or because the schedule's picking up for Elgin. And remember, Elgin was just in 4A a couple years ago, and so any schedule that they took on was going to be an increase of what they've been doing. Of course, they might enjoy 5A football more than 4A football.
They enjoy,
especially 5A.
They enjoy every sport. They're good in everything. They're in state tournament in softball. They're in baseball. They're everywhere. Wrestling's really good.
State champions.
Yeah, I mean, Elgin loves 5A. They're holding their own for sure.
And I think Chris says don't sleep on Elgin. We're definitely not sleeping.
No, I've read that somewhere. Yeah, they're sleep. We've been talking about it all year long because we've talked about it. They could easily be number 3. Guthrie would be number 4.
Yeah,
I mean, there's an argument you can make them number 2. I can make one if I need to make Elgin over Del City.
And I think Ronnie and I, we've talked about this past. We go back. We saw Guthrie last year in the first round of the playoff, shut out this Elgin team 17-0. They were younger. They've gotten better over the year. Guthrie's gotten better too, though. And so I think Elgin's firmly the 4 team in 5A. I think they're very solid. But you're right. You can make arguments to bounce them up one.
Yeah, not saying they couldn't beat any of these teams either.
Yeah,
I think 2, 3, 4, 5, they could all beat each other.
Yeah. And we love all classes, but we specialize in Class 5A, and we're going to talk about Guthrie Carl Albert here in a little bit.
Are they playing?
Yeah, some game tomorrow night.
I haven't heard that
in Jelsma, but the Almighty Titans.
I think junior high game was pretty good yesterday, so hopefully Thursday's will be just as good.
Yeah, but looking at it, it looks like we'll get into this more as I'm starting to geek out because scenarios are playing out here, but. I think the Guthrie Carl Albert winner, let's say Carl Albert wins.
Yeah.
Carl Albert goes to the top of the bracket. That leaves number 2, Del City, number 3, Guthrie, number 4, Elgin on the bottom part of the bracket.
So beat each other up.
So, it's a big game Thursday.
Yeah. Huge game,
for the winner to easier path. I don't know if you can say easy, but it would be an easier path there. So, but anyway, that is some of the 5A talk. We're going to talk about Evans Santa Fe here in a little bit as they have a big game this week as well.
Wolves.
But they sneaked by Norman last week, 52-48. Norman North, easy victory last week over Southmore. They got a big game this week with Bixby. Not Bixby.
No. They've got a game with
Westmore and Bixby.
Moore. That's a big game. Westmore, Bixby.
Bixby.
MJ Graham. And we got to see Southeast last week. Man, I feel so sorry for those folks over at Southeast. We were there Thursday, as expected. There wasn't very many people in the stands. There was no crowd noise. But, man, Southeast had 2 fields and a Graham on their field last year, and it got into 6 victories. Of course, they all transfer out, and now Southeast is kind of back to where they were.
Yeah.
Building up that, man,
tough.
It is tough because the folks over there Southeast are what we've been being around them. Really great people,
first class people.
Goodness,
first class.
Drinks, pizza, and everything for us.
On top of that,
but just kind.
The people.
No, that is kind. No, that is very, very nice. Not to mention the chairs were awesome.
Chairs were good.
Chairs were comfy.
But I think just overall, I mean, and this is the effect of these transfer rules now. And we spoke. I'll say myself. I spoke to a couple guys that shall remain nameless that work at Southeast, and I was asking about the transfers, and they said, "Well, nobody's really looking into it. I mean, we look kind of silly being Southeast if we call and say, well, we know for a fact they still live here, So then we look bad because it's hurting the kids.
It's not going to fix anything.
It's not going to fix anything. So and that's a tough deal. I mean, it's just tough. It's just tough.
I'm not a fan of it. As long as they do it legally, or what,
do it legally.
What
That's
can
all.
you do? I mean,
Nothing.
there's nothing you can do.
Nothing.
We're talking about the portal winners. A couple years ago, it was Union with Shaker.
Yeah.
The portal loser this year, one of the losers this year was Broken Arrow. They lost a couple kids to Jinx. McGinnis lost kids. Southeast is probably the ultimate. You lose 3 Division I kids. They're the ultimate loser in the portal this year. But, the flip side, Carl Albert benefits, Del City benefits, Jinx benefits with some players, and there's some more out there. The Alexander kid at Washington. He was a Norman High School kid.
Yeah,
he goes to Washington. So we'll have examples every single year.
We got people asking us for predictions already. We'll get to our predictions here in a little bit on the show, guys. We'll go through all the top 10 games in the state.
Larry says, being fairly new to Oklahoma, I don't understand why they play these Thursday games. There's a lot of factors into that, and I can I'll give Guthrie as a perfect example. Last week, Guthrie played on Thursday with Southeast because they share stadiums.
Yep.
Southeast,
Capitol Hill.
For a minute, we were driving to Taft Stadium.
Yeah, we almost made a boo-boo.
Because they played Piedmont at Taft, so I thought, the home game's at Taft. Yeah. Well, it was at Spiegel, but all the Oklahoma City schools share their fields, so some games are on Friday, some games on Thursday. Guthrie plays Carl Albert this week because it's fall break for Guthrie, so that's why they usually have just one. But next week, Guthrie goes to Lawton on a Thursday, and of course, Lawton Ike shares with Lawton and Lawton MacArthur, so those have to be on a Thursday, Friday. So that's why there are Thursday games.
And official shortage.
And official shortage. That's the new one as well. So good point there. So that's why you have Thursday games. How about Stillwater playing a close one, Bartlesville?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Real good game.
Yeah. Stillwater 14-10 in that one. Muskogee continues to roll the number 1 team in 6A2, 67-0. Choctaw 77-0 as well. There was, again, not a whole bunch of great games.
But that's also what makes, that Stillwater 6A2 so unpredictable.
We
got 5 teams. You throw in a bag, mix up, and throw them out.
Yeah. But that all changes if Bartlesville beats Sand Springs. Now you got to talk about putting Bartlesville in the top 5. Now when we first said that these are your top 5 teams, now Bartlesville pulls off a win because they played Stillwater close. Now if they go on to happen to beat Sand Springs, now you got to consider them for the top 5, right? You have to.
Yeah.
A couple of the 5A notes. Coweta beats Durant in a close one, 24-17.
Heartbreaker.
And Lawton MacArthur was undefeated going into the game against Midwest City, who was 3-3 at the time. Yep. And Midwest City takes them to it. It wasn't even close.
Is this all we're saying about this?
42-7.
Is this the only conversations we're going to have about these?
Maybe we can talk about it later.
But
you want to talk about a 42-7 ball game?
Well, I had the better loss.
What's more to talk about in a 42-7 ball game? So.
My Durant Lions, they almost pulled off the upset of the year.
Slow down, Phil.
Too much?
By the way, I went to the softball state tournament Thursday, Friday in Shawnee. Drove by the Shawnee facilities. No center field fence and no press box on the football field. Couldn't remember the tornado went through there. I got to see it with my own eyes, and wow.
Where were we playing?
We're at home, aren't we, this year?
Yes.
Yeah, Shawnee comes here.
Where are we going for baseball?
Shawnee football is playing their home games at OBU.
Yeah.
Where are we going for baseball? We going to OBU?
I don't know. Maybe they get time to get it up there real quick. OBU baseball, I think, had some damage as well, and OBU softball. Okay. Maybe you have to come to Guthrie.
Yes. Play district games at home. I like it.
So Wagner remains undefeated. 4A football, I don't see much that happen.
Wagner's been our number 1 pick in 4A all year.
Heritage Hall continues to roll. Perkins Tryon in 3A football continues to roll. Marlowe, we'll be talking about them here in a little bit. They continue. Lincoln Christian, we'll have them in a little bit. I guess maybe the best game in 3A was Metro Christian shutting out Kingfisher 14-0. We all had Metro Christian winning that game, but I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing any notes there. I can say, let's see here. Crescent, 61-7 victory over Hinton. Not the story there. Big guy, Stone Fisher. Cool name, by the way.
That's a sweet name.
That's Coach Fisher's boy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Scoop and score for the big guy. Yeah, Coach Fisher's kid.
Fun.
And Crescent could be an undefeated season. They got Minko.
Come on.
They got to get through Minko. But Crescent, led by quarterback Cade Varner, had a big time game as well. So. I got some Carl Albert notes, but we can talk about that here in a little bit.
Real quick.
Yes.
Larry James, I think it must have some connections over in Shawnee.
Okay.
Says it will be done by March 1st.
Right in time for spring baseball. Baseball stadium.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you, Larry.
Tony said maybe at Seminole State, which I've won a lot of games at Seminole State. I love playing there.
You won games at Seminole State?
Oh, yeah.
Cali.
Go Tigers.
I serve them up for him. Just serve them up.
Seminole State, they got a nice little complex.
Sure do. Brand new complex, yeah.
You got JUCO, you got high school, you got Little League, and all in that little. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, they played Cali earlier in the fall. Lost by 20.
Oh, boy. Ronnie just sniffed.
Go Tigers.
Craig, real quick, I want to get to all the comments that we can. I've been following around Mac for a while. That Midwest City game was demoralizing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to get a break here. I'm going to throw a little selfish thing here for
Pity party.
Yes. Guthrie, every time in the playoffs, has to go Lott MacArthur.
Every time.
Lott MacArthur. And they play in the state championship, got to go somewhere, which I understand that. Lott MacArthur might be coming to Guthrie this year for a playoff game if Guthrie can
first round
finish out Ike and Shawnee. But Lott MacArthur might actually have to come to Guthrie. Be neat to see.
That would be the first time in years, won't it?
I don't think it's ever. I can look it up. But
I don't think I've ever seen Mac at home in my 20-some years here.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely not the last 20 years. No, not for sure.
They'll enjoy that because
playing at the Rock.
One of the best venues in the state of Oklahoma.
As a player.
Per Mark Rogers on the radio show today. So I mean,
he said what? I'm sorry.
One of the best venues to play. Him and
the Rock. Yeah,
he loves the Rock.
Him and Kilgunny were talking about the game tomorrow and just talk about how Guthrie's just one of the best venues to go to.
Oh, did Mark make a prediction?
They didn't make predictions. No.
Too scared?
I don't know.
Okay.
Everyone's picking Carl Albert to win.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we haven't made our picks yet.
Well, our formal picks are coming up here in a little bit.
Right. Sit back and wait.
Yeah. But
third segment.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah. So, okay, we need to take another break. And by the way, all the people on X, Twitter, whatever, they're talking about, well, they don't mow the grass.
It's just so dumb.
Or
where at?
They said this.
Here.
Just anywhere. Just anywhere. Or they said this. Now we're motivated to win. You need something.
You need that to be motivated to win? Really?
You're already going.
That's what
I spent too much time on Twitter watching.
The best thing about Twitter and the name change is that you don't got to write Twitter out no more. Use PitX. Go to break.
Twitter.
All about simple.
Yep. All about simple.
T-Fred says, spoiler, they are going to pick Guthrie.
Ooh.
Every time we've had Guthrie on the top 10, we've been right every single time.
Been right.
Yeah,
They haven't lost the game yet.
Yeah, haven't lost the game.
So what we have to say here in a little bit, you might want to
listen.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because if there's two teams in 5A that can beat Carl Albert,
you're going to see one of them tomorrow.
One of them will be in the stadium tomorrow with the Titans.
Yep.
Take a time out. This is the High School Huddle.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it. Mm-hmm.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden.
Golden Chick.
He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Welcome back. High School Huddle, Wednesday, October 18, 2023. Top 10 games of the week. Our predictions and your predictions as well. So get ready to get into the comment section. We will want your, we keep track of our records.
Yeah.
Is everyone else keeping track of their own records?
I know a couple people that are.
Okay. Only one person that I'm aware of in this entire show has gone 10-0.
Me?
Last week was the week to go 10-0.
Yeah.
I had the best loss.
Stop. The best loss.
Jeez.
Congratulations. You got the best loss. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, we can look at the top 5 for each class, and maybe we can have some conversation about each class. Not much changed. Yeah. Last week just wasn't a great week of games. So, but with that said, let's take a look at the High School Huddle top 5, Class A football: Fairview, Hominy, Crescent, Concord, Woodland. We talked about Crescent. Scoop and score big victory over Hinton. And as always, Class A will always have quite a few undefeated teams in the playoffs, and then they'll finally meet. Sometimes in there's 5 rounds.
The second round, you see them.
Sometimes there's a second or third round that are like the heavyweights, just because of the way it all lines up. So not much change in Class A. Really haven't seen a whole lot in Class A this past week or so. So keep winning football games and
go Crescent. Go Crescent.
Class A gets fun as we get into the playoffs, just because of the great matchup. So we'll see how it plays out.
Dude, I thought the Class A games last 3 years really have been some of the best games in all the state championship games that we've called.
Yeah. Last year was great.
Amazing.
Fairview and Gore.
Fairview's quarterback was his father's the head coach.
Sweet uniforms, too.
And that great moment at the end of the game, remember they had over on their sideline where basically he tackles his dad on the side. It was really cool.
And then, Cashin couldn't ever win a state championship. And then he won 2 in a row. And it was cool to watch.
Enjoy those.
Class A has been fun. Yeah.
It's been a little rough.
Crescent,
Oof.
Yeah. Highway 74 series.
When's that happen?
It's usually week 9 or 10.
Crescent's going to enjoy that this year, boys.
No doubt about that.
No doubt about that.
Class 2A, some frustration. Class 2A, High School Huddle rankings. Number 1, Washington. Number 2, Millwood. Number 3, Tony Wilson, is the Jones Longhorns. Number 4, Idabel. Number 5, Prague.
Where's the fighting Tony Wilson?
Well, I can tell you for the Huddle, for Prague, and Tony's going to start screaming and all that stuff.
It's
about to be all caps in a second.
It's coming. I think we might be the only show that has Prague that high.
I don't have Prague that high. You guys have Prague that high.
You got him 6.
I got Tony Wilson's.
Oh, here it is. There it is. Okay. There it is. Wait, what? Prague, what the? That was too easy to predict. But let's see here. My rankings, let's see here. My personal rankings, we put these into a formula. I have Washington 1, Millwood 2, Jones 3, Chandler 4, Prague 5. We're kind of over the map in 2A.
Yeah, I got Washington, Millwood, Idabel 3, Jones 4, VC 5.
Victory Christian. Yeah. So, Tony, I have the love. The show doesn't have the love for Chandler in this segment. Check back next segment when I picked Chandler Jones.
Oh, check back.
Chandler number 4 right now. Jones number 3.
Ooh, we're picking that game.
Yeah, we are. I think that might be the toughest game to pick.
Stay tuned.
It's up there.
It's right up there. It's
pretty easy.
It is up there. So, all right. Tony says, Phil, question mark?
Oh, for me, I got Chandler 6. Chandler 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Prague 5.
They could be 5. They could be 4. I mean, I think it's a lot like 5A.
What about next week? Can they
All you got to do is
They
win.
could be 3.
All you got to do is win.
They could be 3 next week.
Well, not going to be not from Idabel.
Well, if they beat Jones.
Oh, Idabel.
If they beat Jones, they
got a hop.
They're going to 3. Well, so let me see. Let me see here. 2A. Yeah, no, they'll be comfortable in number 3.
Oh yeah,
they'll be comfortable.
Idabel Love Fest. That's going to come to a crashing halt.
Yeah. Although Tony's pretty big on OCS. I talked to Tony. He's big on OCS.
I like the OCS.
We pick
I like OCS Saints.
We'll see him. We'll see how much you like him next segment.
Fighting Tanner Roofs.
They haven't beat a lot of.
I like Tanner Roof.
Today.
I love Reagan Roof, and this team let me down this year. I had Weatherford winning 8 games.
So you guys broke up?
No, we're still friends.
Okay.
But, yeah. All right. That's Class 2A. Class 3A, number 1, Heritage Hall.
Absolutely.
Number 2, Lincoln Christian. Number 3, Marlowe. Number 4, Perkins. And number 5, Metro Christian. Metro Christian, of course, victorious over Kingfisher last week, 14-0. Perkins won big. We'll have Marlowe here in a little bit as they take on Sulphur. Lincoln Christian was big. Heritage Hall has been big as well. And really, I don't think there's any big games left for Heritage
Marlowe
Hall.
on upset alert maybe this week.
Sulphur.
Yeah.
No.
You don't even give your picks away.
Oh, no, I'm going 10-0.
You say that every time.
Well, I've been close 3 times this year.
Tony says, I have an upset special for this week that no one may see coming.
Does he know our top 10 games?
He will here shortly.
He will shortly. I bet he does, though. But
I bet he can pick him.
maybe he's picking Guthrie.
No, Tony's not drinking.
Maybe.
It's not going to be. That wouldn't be that big of an upset, will it?
If Guthrie beats Carl Albert?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Guthrie's undefeated. Guthrie's only given up 3
3
points.
points all year long.
I mean, I think they're the second best team in 5A.
We're going to break
Could
down
be
this
first.
game here in a little bit, so we're going to save some time for that. Class 4A, number 1, Wagner.
Yes, sir.
Number 2, Poto.
Absolutely.
Number 3, Blanchard. Number 4, Ada.
Ada. Have they won
should
any
be
state
3.
titles at Ada?
They should be 3.
Has Ada won any state titles?
That's the fighting Chucky Caulfields. Absolutely, they have.
Chucky Caulfield.
Come on, Tony. You've heard that name before.
Tony knows Chucky Caulfield.
Tony ain't heard that name in a while, though. has
Number
he?
5, Tuttle.
Yeah.
Number 5,
How's Tuttle's still in top 5? Oh, okay. Never mind. I got him top 5.
Well, they're a really good team.
Never mind. I got him 5.
It looks like Blanchard's going to win that district for the first time in a couple of years.
Tuttle lost to Guthrie and Blanchard. That's
Yep.
how they're in the top 5.
Yep.
Tuttle lost to Blanchard and Guthrie. Is that who you said?
Yeah.
Those are the 4A rankings. All right, Class 5A rankings this week. Nice one, Phil. Number 1, Carl Albert.
I got skills.
Oh, it's so good. It's so great, man. It's a true skill, man. It's unbelievable.
I guess I missed it.
Oh my gosh. That's why
I know.
No one knows you, Phil. Like
Nobody knows me like you. They really don't. My wife even admitted the other day, Chris knows you better than I do.
5A rankings. Number 1, Carl Albert. Number 2, Dale City. Number 3, Guthrie. Elgin. Number 4, Bishop Kelly.
Ronnie's Bishop
number
Kelly.
5. And that is exactly how I have my top 5. Exactly how Phil has a top 5. That's why it's the High School Huddle top 5. Ronnie's a little different.
Go ahead, Ronnie.
I got Claremore 5, which
Claremore.
we'll be picking that game later on. Bishop Kelly and
Claremore.
Claremore. And a matter of fact, we are in the minority on our top 5. Most
minority?
Most publications have Guthrie number 2, Dale City number 3.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Dale City, Division 1 quarterback.
Yep.
Division 1 running back.
Correct.
Division 1 wide receiver.
Correct.
All 3 transfers.
Yeah, that's right.
To go with their athletic ball club.
That's right.
Yep.
I think Guthrie's defense is great. I think Dale City's offense is good. I think I would give Dale City a small edge. That's why I have them in number 2.
Well, that's
Guthrie number 3.
And the reason why I've got them there is we've talked about this the last few weeks.
Again, we can make
we
the
could
argument.
easily flip Guthrie to number 2
Or Elgin to number 2.
Well, I could flip Guthrie there quicker than Elgin.
Oh,
but,
me too.
Yeah, but you could. You make an argument. But I will say this. When I look at the potential Dell City-Guthrie matchup, I think that's a pick-em ball game. I think that is absolutely...
Depending how this game goes tomorrow, you could see that game in the second round.
You could.
Guthrie, Dell City?
You could, absolutely.
Yep. Chris Dotson on Facebook. I'm trying to get to our Facebook people over there. We had 2 Thursday games at Catoosa this year, mainly for the official shortage. We're talking about Thursday games. Yep. And Matt Poor with prediction on the Guthrie-Carl Albert game.
Coming up, buddy.
Next segment.
Coming up.
Next segment. We will get that there. So look at 6A 2, Muskogee 1, Deer Creek 2, Stillwater 3. Choctaw 4, Sand Springs 5. I do have a Deer Creek nugget for you. Grady Adamson, 180 yards passing on 16 completions, 5 touchdowns, also ran for 80 yards. Of course, he's got offers from Pittsburgh, Tulsa, UNLV, and Dartmouth.
Just recently got back from Texas.
University of Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Oh,
just recently got back from Texas Tech, too, as well.
Texas Tech visit?
The kid can play.
Yep, he's a player.
Kid can play.
Yeah, he does a good job.
No, he's just a junior.
Junior, yeah.
Junior?
Yeah.
We were talking about it when he was
No, he's a senior.
Is he a senior?
Yeah.
I thought he was a junior.
Remember, he had to...
I thought last year was sophomore year.
I did, too.
I thought he left so he can graduate this year. He left McGinnis because McGinnis won't let you allow you to graduate early.
No.
T-Fred?
No, you're talking about...
I'm talking about River Warren.
Okay, you said the Deer Creek kid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Deer Creek
so
quarterback
sorry.
is a junior.
He is a junior.
Yeah, River.
I apologize.
Yeah, that's why River left.
Yeah, River's senior.
My apologies.
Yeah.
My apologies. Yes.
Is he okay?
I'm just getting excited, Phil.
We apologized twice.
I know.
Okay.
That's a big goof. My bad.
Okay.
Talking about Grady Anderson, and I start talking about
Pull
somebody
Jeff's comment up real fast. I got questions.
on the YouTubes.
Yes.
Jeff Cape.
I got questions.
Jeff Cape says Claremore had injuries, good backups, but this is going to be a good game either way.
Jeff, got an important question here. It's going to be a very, very important question here.
Hold on. What game number is
this?
Does
Claremore still have injuries? I need to know this.
I think he's saying yes.
They still have injuries now?
I think that's what he's saying.
I thought he said had injuries.
Oh, yeah. No, they're all better. Go ahead and pick
No. Jeff, I would like that information as well.
Please, Jeff, let me know. Let us know.
I need to see if I'm going to pick Bishop Kelly by 3 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns.
Yes, season ending, he says.
What?
Season ending, he said.
Season ending. All right. Well, you already made your picks. You can't change it now.
Well, they're not official yet.
That's your rule. You said if they're down, that's what you got to go with.
No, up there.
That's what he said, Chris.
Jeff with the rescue.
He saved me.
Going Claremore.
Yeah, he saved you. Because you're going to lose that.
You can't change your pick. Look at that. You're so weak.
6A rankings. Number 1, Bixby.
Where are they at? Are they down south?
They're over by Woodward.
Yeah, they're over by Woodward.
Never heard of them.
Yeah. Union 2, Owasso 3, Santa Fe 4, Westmore 5.
I like me some Westmore.
Boy, you might not like them after in the rankings.
Who are they playing?
Westmore's got
Bixby?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That'll be a tough game.
Santa Fe's got Union. So we got some
two good games.
2 really good games in 6A1. So those are the 6A down the Class A rankings. All right. I think we can hit a timeout, our final timeout of the show, so we can have more time for these predictions because there are some good games this week. Yeah. There's some good games, and we got a lot of Guthrie-Carl Albert. Yeah. And we want your opinions as well. And we also want your picks as well. And we're going to do all that after our final timeout here on the High School Huddle.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Hey, you in the 3rd row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600. 6300.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin, that's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky.
Have you met Clucky the chicken?
Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Final segment here on the High School Huddle. Appreciate you checking out the live show here on October 18, 2023. We do this every Wednesday night, 6 o'clock till about 7:30. And we're going to do the entire high school football season all the way into the playoffs. So this is a fun show. We love to do it, but the audience makes it even better. So the interaction is fantastic. We appreciate everyone doing that tonight.
Got 10 likes already.
Well, and we really appreciate the statewide participation. That's something that we've worked hard trying to build, and it's awesome having our friends from the east side, down south, out west. That's huge. No, that's really big. It brings a lot to the show, so we appreciate it.
And one thing on this show that we take a lot of pride in is because, there's a big newspaper in Tulsa that covers Tulsa, and there's a big Oklahoma City paper that takes care of Oklahoma, and there's some other platforms that specialize in small school, and we like to think we try to cover everything. And also talking about stuff that a lot of people don't talk about, like the off-the-field stuff. So we try to...
And one of us has gotten some threats this year because he hasn't picked the home team every time.
Yeah. You picked Oklahoma City. Yeah.
That was a good pick. Hey, the playoff team.
There you go. Playoff team. Play it up. There you go.
Right?
I broke the news to Philip. Ponca
It's a
City.
mistake that a lot of people made. They were number 6 and 6A too. They're a playoff team.
You can make it up by picking Guthrie to beat Carl Albert.
Stand by. Could happen.
You could be the only, potentially the only one to pick Guthrie.
No, it could happen.
Nobody else. Well, no.
I'm a coach. I'm almost obligated, right?
Yeah. And no one is picking Guthrie to win.
Well,
no.
Stand by.
Well, I mean, it's
up to this point.
Outside of us.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
We haven't made our picks yet.
It's the same thing with. Well, I guess they did lose. So everybody picked Piedmont to win that game by quite a bit against Guthrie girls this past week, and they made a real good game.
Oh man, what a great run!
Yeah, Piedmont was supposed to blow Guthrie out.
Yep.
Anything can happen. Our good friend Chris McLemore made sure you knew that.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah.
A couple things. Larry does this. Thank you, Larry. Larry does this, but not our friend Grant.
Ooh. I think he's making fun of Grant.
Shout out to Winniewood, who got in the win column against Rush Springs.
Come on.
There you go, Grant.
Let's go.
Where's Grant?
He said hi earlier.
He said hi earlier.
Well, I know he did,
but then you attacked Duncan, and he probably left.
Oh.
Probably quit, yeah.
Yeah, he quit.
Being truthful.
He's got
Hey, Grant, I got Duncan beating Ardmore.
I don't know.
In a close one.
I don't know.
I mean, it's going to be tight. It's going to be a tight game. That needs to be one of our picks that week. It does.
We'll see.
Can't do that to kids, yeah.
Do it to Grant.
Oh, yeah.
But, yes, Wynniewood. Grant was all over Wynniewood, and they were losing. And
Larry, this is something I've learned over the last few weeks with Larry. He loves high school sports.
He got a new profile picture, too.
Larry, I mean, he studies high school sports, and I really appreciate that. He pays attention. I saw him calling out his buddies back where he lived up in Liberal, Kansas. Or actually calling and said, "What's all these Thursday night game things?" He said that earlier, but he'll go after the folks up in Kansas too. So he's passionate about his high
Liberal,
school sports.
Kansas, that'd be Seward County.
Yeah. Good people out in Liberal, Kansas.
We are picking Claremore here and Bishop Kelly game here in a little bit. Which, if you go back to the archives, Ronnie belittled us, made fun of us, said some bad stuff about putting Bishop Kelly at number 5 and not Claremore.
Yeah, you could put my zebras up there.
Remember he said that?
I don't remember that. But Jeff Cape, we appreciate the information because we wouldn't have this. But here, Jeff says we were talking about Claremore Claremore with the injuries. Yeah. Jeff says strong backups at Claremore over in Rogers County. So don't get sidetracked. Still have the stud quarterback and receivers. Sapulpa's got a really good quarterback as well. He also says Claremore, the offense coordinator, is extremely good and does his homework.
Yeah. Well, I got to think about it again now, Jeff. Thanks for telling me who you think will win.
Dallas says don't pick against Owasso or
else. Okay.
Well, they're not playing Bixby or Union.
Yeah. Listen, I'm the one that created the run of greatness in 2017.
You and Coach Blankenship, basically.
Well, I mean, I started the wedge to victory, and he ran with it.
Who's Owasso got this week? They're not in our top 10. Edmond Memorial.
Oh, congratulations. You're in good shape.
They got to make the trip to Edmond Memorial. They got to drive all that far. Poor guy.
I think
good eating options.
Didn't they go to Edmond North last week? Or was that last Thursday?
Or did North go to their place?
No, I remember seeing Owasso buses leave when I was heading back from one of the football games. No, I think that was 2 weeks ago.
UConn was at Owasso.
That's right. Yeah. It was a couple weeks ago then, I think, maybe.
Okay. A couple weeks ago would have been Owasso at Edmond North.
Yep, that's when I saw. Yep, that's when I saw the buses make their way back to Tulsa.
Good job.
Yep.
Because he can read the side of a school bus.
I'm trying to give him little victories.
I knew who they were playing. I said Edmond North.
Have it out. I encouraged you. See, that's what leaders do. They encourage people.
Well, I don't know what the hell's going on right now with you, Phil.
Let's talk about the games.
Yes, let's talk about the games. Okay. Tony said he had to take the pizza trailer up to Liberal. In fact,
that's a haul.
I talked to Tony. Man, a trailer up to. Yeah. I made a
boys. That's a drive.
That is not a fun drive.
No, that's a drive.
All right, so here's what happened last week here on the High School Huddle. Chris 9-1, Phil 9-1, Ronnie 9-1. We're all highly disappointed. Last week was the week to go 10-0. The games were not that great. We've done 9-1 throughout the year.
I've done it several times.
Yeah.
I'm first to 60.
First to 60.
You are first to 60. Congratulations, Ronnie. You know what? You're doing a good job.
Thank you. I had a rebound year.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of you.
But now the schedule picks up.
Well, now the real games start.
Now this is where the playoff positionings are won and lost.
All right,
so
where the metal meets the meat.
I'll pick third the rest of the way out.
That's right.
Well, you get to go first here.
Yeah, you got the box. You yelled it at me earlier.
All right. So here we go. So this is Tony says focus. Yes, we will focus.
Okay.
All right. Here's how it works. We're going to throw out the top 10 games of the week here in a second. We're going to make our predictions, but you got to put yours in the comment as well as someone. Am I the only one that can go 10-0 this year? Surely one of our great viewers can go 10-0.
I'll go 10-0 this week.
You say that every week.
It's going to happen. I've been 9-1 90% of the time.
Then you would literally be in the lead, but you're not.
You're doing math now.
Yeah.
That's not good.
We were talking about Edmond Memorial. They got Owasso.
Kansas quarterback.
They do. But it'd be interesting. We're not picking that game, but you think there'd be a big spread?
Wasso.
Huge.
That's kind of became your thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my thing. So quit trying to take it.
Oh.
It's
but
again.
This club didn't last very long.
It just. I after Mustang.
He's a junior quarterback at Memorial too.
Yeah. After Mustang just gets blown out. I don't think any West Side schools are ready for the East Side yet.
No, they're not. Norman North got blown out.
I've been trying to tell you guys that all year. You guys yell at me. You got excited about a little bitty Santa Fe week 0 ball game.
They're going to win this week. Watch, I'll pick them.
Are you back on the Jinx bandwagon?
Well, who's Santa Fe playing?
No, I've always been Jinx. When it comes playoff time, they come up. Ready to go.
A little team called Union.
You just wait till we get to Santa Fe. Watch me pick them.
Okay, yeah, pick them, please.
There we go.
Please.
The number 10 game of the week features the Bartlesville Bruins. 4-point loss last week to Stillwater. So that gives the Bruins mentally that they can play.
Absolutely,
Sand Springs. That game's at Sand Springs.
Pick them.
Sand Springs number 5 in
Change it right now.
the 6A2 rankings, High School Huddle rankings. 3-4 Bartlesville, 4-3 Sand Springs. The way we do it, Ronnie's had the tee box for a couple of. I need to keep talking because I don't have the prediction sheet in front of me here. So there.
I know, but Tony threw out a challenge to us.
Well, I don't know if he's gone 10-0 yet. So I'm at.
Well, I mean,
what's the challenge?
Well, he says I'll take my picks to be better than the panels for a pizza.
Oh,
consider it done,
let's do
Tony.
it.
Consider it done.
Yeah,
it's just a write-off for him.
Yeah, I'm in.
Well, and us. Someone asked me if he wants to buy something. It'll all work out.
Ask and answer.
Yeah, ask and answer.
All right,
Everybody
ask
wins.
and answer. Ronnie, you're on the clock. Bartlesville at Sand Springs.
Like I said earlier,
Oh, here we go.
Bartlesville 14-10 against Stillwater. Close
Still a
game.
loss.
Still a loss. It's a good loss in Phil's words.
Like Phil's words, it's a good loss.
It's a good loss. 14-10 is a good loss against Stillwater.
I had the best loss last week.
You had the best.
This is going to be a great game.
It is going to be a good game.
And Bartlesville will not win this game. Sand Springs will win this game. I got Sand Springs. Phil?
You mean Charles Page?
Charles Page, sorry.
I want to pick Charles Page, or excuse me, I want to pick Bartlesville so bad
Do it.
right now.
You would be.
No,
He picked Durant last
this
week.
is my time.
Oh, that's true.
I had the best loss with that game.
That's true. If you
Go
picked
ahead.
Durant,
7 points from being 10-0.
Go ahead, Phil.
It's Sand Springs. Sand Springs will win. But I think it's going to be a good ball game. It'll be a touchdown or less.
so I can pick up a game right here.
Sure can.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it, big boy.
Come on, pull it up.
No, I don't think this one's even close. I think Sand Springs wins by minimum 2 touchdowns. Huge, not huge.
Okay.
Minimum 2.
Small.
Like the banana.
Two touchdowns is a lot. You got to do a lot of running. Yeah.
Oh, running.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
All right, that's game number 10. Oh, let's get these on the record here. Tony says Sandites, okay?
Okay.
Write it down on your stuff.
Oh,
do I have to do everything?
No, give me a pen.
Oh, okay.
I'll write it down.
Just write Tony's picks down on there.
I'm going. Okay, I can do it here.
And Dallas has Sand Springs by 3.
Ooh, see, Dallas smart.
Oh.
Dallas smart.
Dallas has the
By 3?
he knows those teams well. So, all right. Game number 9 features the Norman North Timberwolves.
Oh,
they got
first two. Phil, you said you'll never pick him again.
I did.
You said you'll never pick him again.
really?
You said you'll never pick him again. Let's
Norman
see what he
North
does.
at Moore.
Said I'll never pick Norman North again.
He's damn sure did say that. Phil?
No, I lied. Norman North.
But they almost beat Westmore. It should have beat Westmore.
Norman North.
Okay, so when we pick the games, the first 5 games is where we usually
Shine.
it's where our losses are at.
Well, I won the first 5.
We're
last
really
week.
good at the last 5 game predictions.
Well, you guys have been. I haven't. 2 weeks ago, I was 5-0 in the first prediction.
We were all 5-0 last week too.
Okay, and then I fell apart.
And then you fell
Yeah,
apart.
I fell
5-5,
apart. 5-5. Yeah, 5-5.
All right.
Bad.
Norman North. Hold on. Moore's a West Side school. Yeah, Norman North. They know what to do on the West Side. They can beat North.
What's
West
the best side?
Well,
Tony?
until the playoffs.
Yeah, until playoffs.
Tony's got Norman North. I don't even have to look. Can you confirm that?
Yeah, that's confirmed.
Norman North. Okay.
You got the notes right there. Okay.
North North. Put him down.
Because it's a West Side school they're playing.
It's the best side. Not in 6A1. But.
All right. So you got Tony's officially, and Dallas has Norman North by 14.
Yeah.
T-Fred has Norman North as well. So everybody's got Norman North.
Then. Yeah, we're good.
T-Fred said Norman North?
Yeah.
Book it.
So everybody's 2-0.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Game number 8. The Bixby Spartans 7-0 at Westmore, 5-2.
Chris gave himself a layup, didn't he?
Every time. It works out this way every time.
Now,
He's got the easiest picks
Just
every
a finger
time.
roll. Just a finger roll.
The little George Gervin.
I had
Little
no
George
idea.
Gervin there.
So there's some other games that go in there, but I always want to give everyone an opportunity for Bixby to go down, because whoever picks somebody to beat Bixby, it's the pick of the year.
It is.
So I'm giving the platform
Bonus points for
for
that?
everybody.
Can you get bonus points?
Oh, yeah. If anybody in the regular
Picks the
season
upset.
picks anybody, if someone in the regular season game picks someone to beat Bixby, +3.
Oh,
+3 wins.
Yes.
really?
I like it.
Okay, I got thoughts.
MJ Graham, the quarterback at Westmore.
That's right.
I could.
He's
go
the
back.
one.
I could win.
He's the one. He'll be the quarterback to do it, Phil.
I think
He's athletic.
He's very athletic.
Yeah, he is athletic.
Very athletic. Okay, so
There's only 30 guys at Bixby that worry me.
I would go Bixby by 50.
Saying all that?
+3.
Bixby, 51.
51. I'll go Bixby by 60.
Bixby does have to make that long bus ride.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
horrible.
true. Actually, no, Bixby's fine. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So it's okay if the teams in Tulsa.
There's no such thing as home field advantage. We talked about
Can
this.
I
remember?
check on Tony there? I know what his pick is, but
So it's okay for Tulsa schools to drive down during the regular season, but not
the playoffs.
Not the playoffs.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's-
Make sure we're.
Did you give me officially on
Yes,
Tony?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, it's not all about Tony, although we're trying to win a bet here.
We're trying to win a piece.
Oh, Westmore loses by 54. Dallas says.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So T-Fred also has Bixby. All right, that is game number 8. Game number 7 will feature the Bulldogs
Oh,
of
here we
Lincoln
go.
Christian at Stigler.
This
Poor
could be
little
one.
Stigler, man. They've been so good over the years. It's just those private schools have had their, they beat Holland Hall in the first round playoffs and finally get over that private school jinx for them. And then they get, I think it was Lincoln or Heritage Hall next week and got blown out. So Stigler, a program.
A good program.
A good program.
Yeah, no
they
doubt.
just not have been able. It's a tough class for them, and tough luck for them.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
Okay.
Damn private schools. Lincoln Christian. Let's go.
Let's go.
My number one team. My number one
By
team.
a bunch,
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
but not huge.
What's huge?
Well, you tell me.
Hey, I love the Lincoln Christian
3 scores.
broadcast as well. Tip of the cap to you guys.
I just want to point out I've got my mark right there by Lincoln Christian.
Lincoln Christian. I will go Lincoln Christian as well. We'll save all the. But mascot, love the mascot, by the way.
Yeah.
Dallas has Lincoln Christian by 21.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about too. Somewhere in
That's
that
what
range.
Ronnie said too.
3 scores.
T. Fred 21, Tony Wilson, LC. He's picking Lincoln County,
Yeah, Lincoln County.
Lee Corso.
Lee Corso.
Logan County.
Logan County, yeah.
So are we going to say LC Lincoln Christian?
Yeah, we're going to go with that.
We'll go with that. All right, game number 6. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Marlowe, the Outlaws. Great logo. 7-0 at Sulphur on the road. Sulphur 5-2 on the season.
I'm going first. And remember now, Marlowe has the only loss for Perkins, a very good Perkins team all year. Beat
Overtime. Beat them in overtime.
Cost kept me from going 10-0 and being first in the year to go 10-0.
You'll never pick them again.
I'll never pick Perkins. I picked him last week, but I'll never pick him again.
Yeah.
I just think Marlowe is just a really, really good football. I'm going to go Marlowe. Give me the Outlaws.
I like how who did Perkins get beaten overtime by?
Marlowe.
Yeah. I love me some Marlowe because they kept you from going 10-0. I'm the only one that goes 10-0. Yeah. Thank you very much, Marlowe. Give me Outlaws. Marlowe, be sure to drive the speed limit when you leave out of town to Sulphur. You don't want to get a ticket in your hometown of Marlowe.
We talked about Lee Corso last pick, didn't we? Not so fast, my friends.
Oh.
This is the upset of the week.
Let's hear it.
I got Sulphur with the upset.
Yes.
Sulphur
I got one game back.
with an upset right here.
Game back.
Let's go to the viewer. Let's go to the audience.
Tony, a squeaker.
Sulphur has a lot of team speed. Going to be a good game. That's not a pick, Tony.
No, he picked it above.
Oh, it's not. It's slowly coming back. Dallas has Marlowe by 21.
Yeah.
You guys are completely opposite.
Yeah, we're opposite on that one.
But he did say Marlowe and a squeaker, right?
He did say
See,
Marlowe.
Fred has Marlowe.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. Now I see it.
Yeah.
Marlowe in a squeaker.
There's my upset of the week, boys.
All right.
We just got a
Maybe
game back,
one.
Chris.
Maybe my first one. I might have another one.
Chris, we got a game back right now.
I could be tied for first.
Be one game
Or
back.
down 2, down 3.
Could be.
All right.
I'm going to shock the world.
You guys go the easy picks.
I'm gonna shock-
You
I'm
guys,
gonna
take
shock
sure
the
picks.
world.
You guys don't ever go out.
You're one game off of us.
I'm 2 games on him.
Okay, 2 games of Phil.
2
How's
games. You're just dominating us.
Dominate.
Number
5.
five.
Oh, here you go. Here's your Claremore pick.
Oh boy, you're gonna be running
You're
away
up
with
first.
it.
I'm not up. I just
We're
did
gonna
that
be out
one.
of playoffs.
Chris is up.
By the time you get done, we're gonna be out of the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna be watching you in the playoffs.
Absolutely. We'll just go.
All right. Game number 5, the undefeated, struggling with the injuries though. Claremore 7-0, got a great offensive coordinator. Does a lot of homework. against those little Bishop Kelly Comets, 5-2. Victory over Collinsville earlier this year.
Very good.
Number 5 team in the high school huddle rankings. Best when you talk 5A football on the east side, best win would be Bishop Kelly over Collinsville this year.
They also beat McGinnis, right?
Also beat McGinnis.
Y'all know how good that is anymore.
So who's Bishop Kelly lost to?
They lost to number 2 4A.
Two really good
Poto.
They lost to Poto in week 1.
Okay.
And they lost to a team over in Arkansas.
Okay.
Double check.
You can remember that, but you can't remember what you had for lunch.
Yeah, Poto and Rogers.
You remember that, but you can't remember what you had for lunch today. It's amazing.
Did I have lunch today?
You did, right next to me. Oh. Okay. I don't even know who's picking this one.
What did I have for lunch today?
I went last, so Phil's.
I think you had liver.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Liver nuggets. Oof, so good. Want a kiss?
I think I go first, right?
No, Chris goes first. I picked Marlowe.
I picked last. I thought I picked last time.
You went Marlowe first.
I went Marlowe.
I just went not so fast after you guys already picked, and I picked.
Yeah, so
it's my pick.
And when you say not so fast, that means we did ours. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Slow down. It's Chris.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. All right. Number 5, Claremore at Bishop Kelly. Kelly has the best wins. Thanks, Jeff, for the inside information. Kelly has gone through tough games. They've even lost 2 of them, but they have beat McGinnis. They beat Collinsville. It's at Kelly, right off the highway.
No home field advantage. We discussed that 3 weeks ago.
Football.
Yep, 3 weeks ago, we're good.
But it's right off the highway. New press box a couple years ago for Kelly. I will go Comets.
Ooh.
Kelly. Go ahead. Say Claremore. I dare you.
Oh, Jeff, make my life so difficult.
All that stuff you were throwing at us.
It's not going to work.
T-Fred has Claremore.
Oh, there you go.
Dallas has Claremore.
I bet Tony has Claremore.
Tony has the Zebras.
Claremore. Go ahead, Ronnie.
Well, let's see what
Tony
I got.
Says, I know the Paint of Poto lost.
Yeah.
Let me see what I got right here. What's that say, Phil?
What's that? Claremore.
Give me Claremore. Let's go Zebras.
All right.
Red Zebras.
All right. Got 2 back on him. Give me Kelly.
Bishop Kelly Phil.
And the reason why, other than Jeff's telling me to pick him, I don't know how good that Bishop McGinnis win is anymore.
What's Claremore's best win of the year?
I understand that, Phil. I'm talking about Bishop Kelly right now.
I'm just asking a question.
Bishop Kelly beat Collinsville. That's a really good win.
But I don't know.
It's better than any win that Claremore has.
Collinsville hasn't played anybody either.
Correct.
So, I mean...
No, they played Bishop Kelly.
So you got 3 teams that we're talking about here that haven't really played anybody hardly. Well, other than Bishop Kelly, the 2 losses with Rogers and Poto.
And McGinnis and Collinsville.
Yeah, again, I don't think McGinnis is
Okay,
that good.
has Claremore played anybody like McGinnis?
Probably not.
Okay. All right.
Read them in wheat, baby.
Okay.
Claremore.
I like it. Tied for first again.
BK, have it your way.
Oh, boy. Okay, we got to move on.
See what I did there?
I did. That was pretty good.
Pretty good. All right. Game number 4.
Oh, the fighting Tony Wilson. Oh, no.
Calm down.
No.
I got excited.
Yeah. So Tony's been in my ears giving me all this OCS love.
Yep.
Am I picking
Loves
this?
them.
Am I going this game
No,
first?
it's Ronnie.
Okay, never mind. Go ahead, Ronnie. OCS 7-0 on the season. Millwood 6-1 on the year. Tony, Tony's.
He said
Tony
big.
says OCS big.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he told me on the phone.
And I like it.
T-Fred has OCS.
I like it. We're gaining ground. We're eating a free pizza. We're going to be probably tied for first because I got a shocker pick coming up.
Tony says most underrated team in 2A.
Who'd they beat?
OCS.
Who's OCS beat this year?
Phil, you look it up. If you ask questions,
have.
You look it up. Then say it.
I already have.
Now, who is it?
Nobody.
Thank you. Yeah, good one. Good answer.
No, they haven't.
So it's my pick?
I didn't want to do that.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Oklahoma Christian School.
Don't want to have to do it now.
Schedules. Football. Most underrated team in football. Beat Christian Heritage 20-0. Beat Community Christian 48-17.
Love private schools.
Beat Luther 29-20. Beat Hennessy 49-7. Beat Blackwell 50-6. Beat Newkirk 54-6. Beat Perry 64-6.
Just dominating teams.
Yeah, dominating all those teams with. I don't think there's one 500 record. Might be one 500 record on all those teams.
Ooh. Now, I don't think Millwood is as good as they have been, but they got the Oklahoma Nickens kid, who's one of my favorite players in the entire state of Oklahoma when it comes to basketball and football.
Jaden?
I love watching Jaden Nickens play. Yep. He's a really good athlete. So I got Millwood. I got Millwood in this game. Tanner Ruffs, don't grew up with Tanner. Don't underestimate Tanner, all right? He's a good coach. Moving over from Edmond North to OCS is a great move for him, I think.
Yeah, it is.
And he's doing a great job over there. So I got Millwood, but I got a close game, but I wouldn't be upset if Tanner gets that win. I mean, I'll be pissed, but
I love Tony. That's what Tony took my line. They've beaten everybody they've played. That's my line, Tony. That's my line. Tony said they're the most underrated team in
2A.
In 2A? I think they might be the most overrated team in 2A.
I got OCS 6 in my rankings, so
I got Millwood. Big.
Okay, so Tony, I talked to Tony earlier this week, and he was giving me this lowdown. And I was like, man, I really got to look at this. I'm a Tanner Roof fan.
Yep.
OCS is undefeated. Did all that. I know all about Millwood. They're in the championship game last year. Could be back there this year. Washington's waiting somebody to play them in a championship game. So I did all that. We talked here, and I don't see it. I got to go Millwood. I don't.
Yeah.
Tony, you made me pause. Credit to you for making me pause. And I looked, and I just can't go there. Falcons.
OCS might, if they win, they'll get the biggest bump in our rankings.
The teams they've played, OCS played, has a total of 10 wins for the year.
Tony.
Ooh.
Tony, most underrated?
I think they're the most overrated. We'll know.
We'll know. Yeah, we'll definitely know.
If they get beat, Tony, can we get double meat on that pizza?
we like meat lovers, right?
Yeah, meat lovers.
Please. Meat lovers.
That's what I get with Tony's Pizza. I get the meat lovers, double meat lovers.
Good pizza.
Okay, so I'm sure Tony picked. Let's see,
OCS.
He picked OCS big.
Okay,
right, big next to that.
Big.
Too, so
big.
You know.
Dallas has Millwood by 14.
I think it'll be a good game. I mean, when I'm talking 14, 17 points victory for Millwood.
All right,
I think it could be 3 touchdowns or more.
Might as well keep Tony on the hot seat here.
Yeah. Oh.
Game number 3.
Now it's the fight, Tony Wilson.
The Jones Longhorn at Chandler. 6-1 Chandler Lions. The mighty roar.
I'm first, aren't I?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Phil.
I'm first.
Jones. Let's see who Tony's picking first.
Oh. Come on.
T-Fred has Chandler.
Yeah.
Tony Wilson, the fighting Tony Wilsons. Let's go, he says.
Good pick. Good pick.
By the way, have we seen who Jones lost this? We talked about it earlier this year.
It was Washington.
It's a good loss.
It's a good loss.
They beat Bethany.
Yeah.
Jones lost to Lincoln Christian and Washington.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, they did.
And Star Spencer, Crossings Christian, who Chandler beat last week, I think it was, Crossings. Luther, and they beat Meeker. This is district championship.
Yeah. Pull up Chandler's real quick.
This is district championship. Poto, I mean, they lost to Poto, so.
You don't already have it wrote down, Phil?
Stroud, Chandler's beat Stroud Bristow, lost to Poto. That's the only, I mean,
that's
who's going to lose?
That's a good loss.
It's a good loss.
What was the score in that one?
Doubled them up, 42-21.
Okay.
So who are the common opponents? You say Crossings?
Yes.
So what did Chandler beat him?
35-0.
What did Jones beat him?
Jones, yeah.
Jones, that was back in week 4 or 5, 32-10.
Ooh.
That's a good game.
32-10.
They give up 10 points. Chandler didn't.
Good game. Good game. Am I going first?
You're up.
Oh, give me the Longhorns.
Are you doing? Hook them?
I refuse to do that.
Okay.
Longhorn over a Lion.
Yeah.
Phil. Oh, that's game 2. Jones. You know, Tony also has the snow cone business in the Chandler Lions. I go
throw some snow cones in there?
Well, he goes, yeah. I go,
apple?
I go, he goes, I got a snow cone. It was at state softball tournament. And he said, what kind of snow cone you want? I go, I'll take a tiger's blood. He goes, no such thing as tiger's blood. A lion's blood. Chandler Stroud are rivals. Stroud Tigers.
I love it.
We don't do.
I love that though.
Lion's blood is what it is on the.
We don't do that.
Yeah, lion's blood. So now I always go, I'll take a lion's blood. And what's the line? Oh, sorry. Tiger's blood.
Tiger's blood.
Yeah. So, me, God, if I pick Jones and Chandler loses.
Yeah.
No, if Chandler loses, you're good.
No, I know.
If you pick Jones and Chandler wins.
Yes.
That's what he meant to say.
I'm sorry. Yeah. It will never be
the end.
So, is it worth losing a point?
Oh, we just won't hire him for anything moving forward. Yeah, he's just out. We don't have to hire him no more. We just won't hire him no more.
Or do I take 85 phone calls?
Oh, you can block that. You can block.
I know what you're
going to do. I can block him?
I can block him. Yeah, I can show you how to do that.
Show me how to do that.
Yeah, I got you.
Give him the Longhorns, Chris.
All right.
Give me Jones. Give me Jones. Double hook him.
Big?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a great.
It's going to be a good game.
This game is. I think it's going to be a great game. We got them 3, so obviously we think it's a great game.
I'm the only person to go to Alva, Ronnie. I've been to Alva many times. I spent many weekends in Alva.
Yeah,
we've called games at Alva. We've called playoff games.
Oh yeah, we have.
Semifinals games in Alva before.
I've stayed many weekends in Alva, Woods County, Highway 11. Tony has one thing to say to everybody.
What's that? Oh, there he is. Yeah.
All right, we are moving on to game number 2. I should have had Chandler Jones number 2.
Yeah, I think so. I really.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Number 2 game of the week. Tulsa Union 6. I mean, it is a number 2 versus number 4 in the state's largest class.
It's a good game. It's a good game.
Tulsa Union 6-1 at Edmond Santa Fe 5-1 record. T-Fred has Union, and Tony Wilson has Union in a blowout.
Yeah.
And I go for it.
Yeah,
Phil, Chris. I will go Union. I get a little redemption for Santa Fe beating my Jinx team.
Okay.
So I'll feel a little bit better about that. Although I really have a lot of good friends over at Santa Fe too because of the cross country thing.
We got stuck in an elevator there once.
We did. Yeah. So
Chris's fault.
Yeah.
He's still jumping on elevators last week in Southeast.
Chris did?
You did.
Oh.
I got Union. Comfortable.
Go ahead, Ronnie. Oh, you can't do it?
Oh, no. I love Santa Fe, but no, like I said earlier, no West Side school is ready to compete with anybody on the East Side when it comes to 6A1. Give me Union. Huge.
Give me Union. Big, yeah.
So we rushed through all this to be right on time to get to the game
of a 30-minute segment.
The week. Yeah. We could talk about 2 hours for this.
Yeah,
I'm sure the crowd probably doesn't want 2 hours of this conversation here.
There's one game left for me to separate myself from you also.
So we picked every game the same?
There's one game left.
One game left. Yeah. It is the undefeated state champion Carl Albert Titans, 8-0 on the year. They got a bye week coming up here pretty soon.
I'm going last.
Unless they're going to go 11-0 this year, or 11 games this year. Carl Albert, 8-0, have won 7 of the last 8 Class 5A state championships. They have Division I, Division I, Division I, Division I, and Division I on their team. They're winning big. Their biggest win was against 6A2 Muskogee Ruffers. They won the game 43-20. What's even more impressive about that, Muskogee lost, and we kept the Muskogee number 1 6A2.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Muskogee got beat by Carl Albert. We kept them number 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So they're putting a lot of points on the board. They always play a great non-conference, non-district schedule. Coweta, Muskogee, and who's the third one? Midwest City.
Yeah.
Midwest City. Yeah. And so now Carl Albert's rest of the schedule is playoff teams. Piedmont, McGinnis, and Guthrie. So they got left 3 of the last.
Played McGinnis just now, recently.
I'm sorry, yeah. Yep. Yeah. So got Piedmont and Guthrie left, and then a bye week. Guthrie, 7-0 on the year. They have allowed 3 total points the entire season. So 7-0, 7 times 4 is 28. So 27 of the 28 quarters, Guthrie has not given up a single point this year. Guthrie's best wins this year over McGinnis and Piedmont. Both of those were shutout victories as well. They played Ponca City, shut them out. Ponca City's going to be a playoff team. McGinnis Piedmont's going to be a playoff team. Guthrie's 12-5 against playoff teams in the last 3 seasons. With that being said, Carl Albert's been 2 of them. The other 2 have been in the playoff games as well. McGinnis is another one in there with a game-winning field goal. So that sets the table. It is a Thursday night game. Shameless plug on Guthrie Newspage TV on YouTube or GuthrieNewspage.com. And it's inside Jelsma Stadium. Yep. It is the game of the week with the undefeateds in 5A. Carl Albert is the favorite on paper with all the studs, with the move-in, Kevin Sperry from what's that? North Rock,
Texas, yeah.
Texas.
Fort Worth area. And Carl Albert is going to be really good. The quarterback, Kevin Sperry, brings him up even more of a deal. We always talk about Carl Albert with Kevin Sperry and Xavier Robinson. They are more than that with Tristan Haynes. I really like Tristan Haynes.
Well, you said it earlier, and I think we all agree. Tristan Haynes is probably the best football player out of all.
He's only a junior, too. Yeah. Only a junior. Trey Washington is good. McGinnis also, we talked about the transfers. Marcus James moves over from McGinnis. Yeah. He was a captain for Carl Albert against McGinnis, too, by the way. So, wow. And they were throwing the ball to him, trying to get a touchdown, and he did score touchdowns. So
and he's probably the least talked about all these kids.
That's probably going to go to.
But he's got his final commitment coming up on November 2nd. He's going to go to OU, A&M, Utah, Arkansas, or TCU.
Pretty good player.
Pretty good program.
Yeah. Tristan Haynes has Alabama and everybody else.
Yeah. Tristan Haynes can go anywhere he wants, like literally anywhere he wants.
Yeah.
Is he going to play offense or defense at the next?
I would guess defense.
Yeah. Corner.
So, but Sperry is good. The quarterback is really good. I mean, he hangs in the pocket to the last second. And high school kids, if you're not open, you can maybe get open a couple seconds later. And he does a great job of staying in the pocket, stepping up into the pocket, waiting till the last second, and you're like, oh man, wide open, okay. And that's how they work. Well, or that's going downfield. You can throw it up because Haynes and James, or Tristan Haynes and Washington usually have a pretty height advantage on the corners as well. So you can hand it off to X. And the other thing, I'm geeking out a little bit, but Sperry also runs the ball very, very well. Yeah. Very, very well. So they are loaded. They can't beat Bixby, but they will be a heavy favorite in all their games. With that, let's look at some of the comments here. Dallas has Guthrie by 3. Love teams that play extremely stingy defense. And that's what Guthrie will have to 100% rely on is their defense. That's what they do every single year. They're going to stop the run. Stop the run's number one deal with Xavier Robinson. But Sperry makes a huge difference in the passing. Guthrie's offense has to be able to throw the ball. You would certainly think with Harper, who has rushed over 100 yards every single game this year, you think that Carl Albert defense would put 100% focus on stopping Jalen Harper and take their chances with Guthrie's passing game. Stop Harper. I'm sure Carl Albert's saying, we stop Harper, we win the game. Can Guthrie's offense come through in the passing game? We'll find out. That's my...
You've left absolutely nothing for Ronnie and I to say. Absolutely nothing.
Tell me where I'm wrong. That's probably a good start there.
Oh, I'll go. Since I'm picking first.
He's picking first.
No.
I picked last.
I got the box.
I picked last.
I told you guys earlier that it was my that I went last, and you guys missed the rotation.
I picked Union last.
I understand that.
Well, then that means Chris goes first.
The person who always has
I'm
the box
supposed to be going first. What I said earlier,
we messed up somewhere.
When I told you guys earlier that it was my pick, you guys
go ahead.
Listen to me, but
go ahead.
So
doesn't matter. Go ahead.
So this is a statewide show, okay, guys. So I'm talking to our people that we have to live with here. We have to live with here in town, okay? Because again,
Fred has Carl Albert by 20.
Tony has him by a bunch.
We live here. I coach here. So this is a statewide show. All right. So understand that part. All right. So if all of us start doing crazy stuff, saying Guthrie by 30, it'd just be completely. It would take away what we try to do to build our show, correct? Yeah. Right? With that being said, in order for everything Chris said is correct, but one thing that Guthrie 100% cannot do, what we've been doing, is our punting game. If we have bad punts, we haven't been able to punt the ball very well, Phil, this year, right? And if we give Carl Albert a short field, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to stop those guys. I think you need to play field position with these guys. Hang on to the ball as long as you can. Guthrie is great on defense. They will be able to stop. I think they'll do a better job stopping X this year. I don't know if they'll stop him completely, because big time running backs they will get their yards eventually. You saw it last year when Guthrie played Grove. The Crawford kid was stopped all game long, and then he finally got his yards in the fourth quarter when it mattered. And I expect nothing less from X. He will get his yards. Okay, what Guthrie has to do, because you will get punched in the face if you're Guthrie. You will get punched in the face. Last year, you got punched in the face. You never recovered when you got punched in the face.
41-7 last year.
When you get punched in the face this year, you have to punch him back. You absolutely have to punch him back, and you got to go get him.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely right. You got to go after first. You got to get him there. But unfortunately, I just don't think Guthrie's offense is there right now. See him in the playoffs, see him in the state championship game. Hang on, just hang on. But right now, I don't think Guthrie's passing game is enough to get past Carl Albert at this point in the season. If Guthrie wins, Hayden Calvert will be the player of the game. I promise you that. And I hope it happens, because I promise you, other than the players and the coaches, nobody wants Guthrie to win more than us three. I promise you, okay? Yeah. But I just think right now, Carl Albert has the edge right now.
Tony has Carl Albert by 28 points. Yeah. Phil, you're next.
Well, I mean, everything you guys have said, I agree with. I think what I will say is this: for me, the best part of the Guthrie team is that defensive line.
Yep,
they have a fabulous defensive line, great linebackers. Up to this point, I mean, and very good defensive backs, very athletic kids. They can go play, they can make plays, they've got good speed, they can do all that stuff. Saying all that, like Carl Albert needed any damn help, and then here comes Sperry.
Yep.
Right? In 5A football, if you got a kid that can spin the ball, I mean legitimately spin the ball, and this kid can, you have such an advantage over everybody you're playing.
Yep.
I mean, it's just a huge advantage. Man, you said it well. Outside of the coaching staff and the kids, there's nobody who wants Guthrie to win this game any more than the three of us. I just don't think it's in the cards in the regular season. I think Carl Albert is the second best team in high school football, and I think they have the absolute best skill kids across the board in all classes of ball. I think they're just loaded. I do think Guthrie's going to be able to move the ball on the ground against Carl Albert early, and maybe throughout the game. And I think that's going to be our strategy, right? We're going to run the ball, hopefully move the chains, take a bunch of clock off, run the clock as much as we can, keep that offense off the field as much as we can. I mean, that's what we're going to try to do. I just think they're too much. I've got Carl Albert winning the ball game.
And before you pick, Chris, I just want to let everybody know this is not a thing about Guthrie. Guthrie is an absolutely amazing team.
Great football team.
It's just the fact that Carl Albert, if this was a normal Carl Albert team, a team like last year, a normal Carl Albert team where they didn't have Kevin Sperry and they have a little bit younger players, Guthrie can definitely win this game.
I agree.
But I think Carl Albert with Sperry is just pits him to another level right now. And again, it's nothing against Guthrie. I think Carl Albert is just that much better right now overall. That from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I totally agree on everything. You talk about the Division I kids, 5 Division I kids that we know of right at this moment in time. 3 of them transfer into Carl Albert, so that's a big benefit there. I'm sure there's a lot of Titans fans hanging every close word on here. They're looking for a lot of motivation. I don't know why they need the motivation.
But they don't need a whole lot, but again, there's been some, just if Carl Albert fans have been watching, there's been a lot of fake. There's been a lot of fake Guthrie accounts made here within the last week or so, and there's been a lot of chipping back and forth. So I know
it might be Carl Albert kids.
It could be Carl Albert kids. So I know the teams have seen all those tweets I've gone all this week, and then I get it. It's part of the game now, but those accounts are literally just made within the past week.
Well, what I will say about this too, Chris, before you give your pick. The Guthrie staff, coaching staff, and the Guthrie kids have an unbelievable amount of respect for Carl Albert. Okay? This isn't one of those games that ever gets ugly. It doesn't, you know what I mean? I mean, they respect,
chirping,
they respect each other. There's just, what I hope happens is that Guthrie comes out and plays tough, gets punched in the mouth, and they will, and punches back. I think they will. I really do. I think this defense is different. We've said this in high school football, all things being equal, the team with the most talent usually wins high school football games. That's who usually wins the games. It's very rare that the people without the best athletes don't win a high school football game.
Well,
It's rare.
we also talked. We've been saying all season long the reason why we don't have Elgin up in front of Guthrie in our polls is because we saw that Guthrie team shut out Elgin 70-0, and the same thing happened with Guthrie and Carl Albert. We can't be hypocrites and say we lost 41-7 last year, but we think we're going to win this week.
No, we'll write this down.
Tim reminds me, moved in, not transfer.
Okay. What's the difference?
Yeah. Del City and Carl Albert have been
benefactors
of the move in. Of course, you can live. The one thing about that, you can live like right here, like this is Del City High School. You can live right here and go to Carl Albert High School
over there.
Over here.
That's right. That's right.
That's a pretty good thing in the Middale School District. So I will say all that. I'm picking Carl Albert to win this one. My thing is Guthrie was intimidated last year. Yeah. My biggest thing is for them not to be intimidated this year.
I don't think they will be.
I don't think so either.
I don't think they will be.
And try to give Carl Albert, Carl Albert is Carl Albert this year.
Yeah. 19-time state champs.
It is what it is. So there are the games. Maybe this is another topic another day. Like when the Lakers were winning all the time.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, some people love the dynasties.
Some people hate them.
Some people hate them.
Yeah.
Carl Albert winning all the time. Is there more people starting to go?
Well, I've caught a lot of slack for this over the years.
Jinx, Union.
I'll give you my opinion after Phil, but yeah.
I've caught a lot of slack about this over the years. Chris, you've seen it firsthand, but I've disliked the other rivalry programs that Guthrie's played over the years. Always, but I just have so much respect for the kind of program Carl Albert runs.
Yep.
It's hard for me to dislike them.
Yep.
It's just hard for me to dislike them. I want to beat them every year, but it's hard for me to dislike them, unlike some other programs that I look forward to us beating.
And Guthrie is probably the only team in last few decades who have given Carl Albert the most, because Carl Albert has won 6 in a row. Before that, Guthrie had won 6 in a row.
Yep.
It's amazing how the streak, when you look at the series, that goes all the way back to 1970 something. Carl Albert wins 5. Guthrie wins 5. Carl Albert wins 2. Guthrie wins 2. Carl Albert wins by 5. Right now, Carl Albert's on that run.
And I'll say this because I know we're out of time. I'll say this about Kelly Beebe and his staff. They work as hard as any staff in the state of Oklahoma in preparation, game planning.
Yeah.
They'll have a great game plan.
Just got to execute.
And that's the whole problem, right? I mean, it goes back to who's got the horses and who doesn't. Having 5 Division I committed kids, that are legitimate Division I kids in 5A football is unheard of, guys.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So this is a very special Carl Albert team. It has nothing to do. Guthrie has a very special football program this year, and I think they're going to be there at the end of the year in that state championship game. They're going to be right there. But man, Carl Albert's loaded, boys. They're loaded.
Tim says, we'll give him the final word here, because people in Mid-Del District know these rules very, very well. So
obviously,
I'm not going to argue one bit with you, because if you're in Midwest City, Del City, or Carl Albert, you know these rules. But transferring, you must sit out. There is a difference, and it's important to establish. And
right, he's playing word games, but when we say move in and transfer, we're meaning the same exact thing. You left where you were at before to go play for a better team. That's a move in or transfer, however you want to say it. I understand the words are legally are different, but as far as when to play for, you left the team to go play for another team. That's what we mean by move in or transfer
or whatever,
or however you want to say
however you want to say.
Yeah.
But we agree with you. You're right.
Yeah,
that is
correct. Yeah,
legally yes.
Legally yes.
Yep.
So we're just.
Hope I'm eating crow next week.
Yeah. All right. It will be a fun game, no matter what. It's always fun when these teams get
together. I've never wanted to go 9-1 so bad in my life.
Yeah. So we'll see how we appreciate everyone checking us out.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Appreciate you guys.
Feedback. And I do truly appreciate Tim helping us out.
No doubt. We're not arguing.
It is important to get the words right.
Yeah.
100%. And I understand exactly what I'm saying. So when I say transfer, I didn't mean it.
Yep. We're good.
Not saying there's anything illegal. I'm just saying it is what it is. And it's not just those schools. So I just want to make sure we're good, Tim. So, all right. Hopefully you're at the ball game, and we might see you before the game.
Yeah. We'll be in the press box. Come say hi if you guys are watching.
Or
look for the Cubs hat.
We're on the field.
All right. We are out of here. Best of luck to your football team this week. We'll all come back. We'll have a lot to talk about, I think, next week.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Meat lovers. Tony.
Yeah, Milos. Yeah, large.
And
large.
can we get security out of the studio tonight before we go out into the public here?
I've been exercising my constitutional right all year with some of the predictions I've made right here.
All right, well, you're out here. Have a great night. So long. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we're going to sign off and then have the open mic podcast right here on Segment United Media. It's a fun show. We got a lot of topics to talk about. This is.
Tim took a shot.
You know what? Tim gets the last.
Yeah, he does.
He gets the last one.
Cardinals finished last. He's probably a Cardinals fan.
Cardinals are great.